Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this afternoon. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Okay, I wanted to talk about a Nashville police chief. Um, a Nashville police chief son was found unalive from self-inflicted wounds after, shooting two officers found dead after car chase. And I have to be very meticulous about the words that I say on here, okay? Because it's certain words that they don't want you to say. I guess freedom of speech ain't really that anymore, right? So it's certain words that you can't say on here. But these are the images of the two officers, Ashley Jack and Gregory Kern. Um, Police in Tennessee were searching Sunday, October 22nd, for the estranged son of Nashville police chief as the suspect in the shooting of the two police officers outside a dollar store. Okay. And this happened in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. These are the two officers. I'm happy that these two officers survived. They didn't say anything about them as far as I know being deceased. Okay. It says the estranged son of a Nashville police chief who was wanted in the shooting of two police officers was found dead found unalived of a self-inflicted wound after leading police on a chase in a stolen car, authorities said. Police had been searching for John Drake Jr., 38, since Saturday when two officers were hit and wounded outside of a Dollar General store in Laverne, a city about 20 miles southeast of Nashville. Metro Nashville police spokesperson Don Aaron says Drake stole a car at gunpoint from a home southeast of downtown Tuesday. Drake asked a man and a woman in the front of the home for a ride, and when they were unable or willing to give him a ride, he pulled out a gun and demanded the car. Okay. Officers spotted the car a short time later and followed it to the Edge Hill area southeast of downtown where it crashed. Drake fled to a shed behind a home, and when officers surrounded the area, a gunshot was heard. Aaron said. Officers found Drake unalive with a gunshot wound that was apparently self-inflicted. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said in a statement on social media, TBI will investigate Drake's unaliving at District Attorney Glenn Funk's request, and a full autopsy will be performed as part of the investigation. Drake had been wanted on 2 counts of attempted first-degree unaliving and was the son of Metro Nashville Police Chief John Drake. The chief issued a statement Saturday confirming his son was the suspect in the shooting. He said his son had not been part of his life for some time, despite many efforts and guidance in the early and teenage years. My son, John Drake Jr., now 38, resorted to years of criminal activity and is a convicted felon, Drake says. Officer Ashley Jack and Gregory Kern were investigating a stolen vehicle outside the outside the Dollar General store when they struggled with the suspect who pulled a handgun and popped them both, said Laverne Police Chief Christopher Mose. Both officers were treated and released from Vanderbilt University Medical Center. So I'm happy to see that the officers have been treated and released. And I hate that this young man, well, he was 38 years old, took his very own life. But it looks like if they were in Laverne, they said that's 20 minutes. So that's another little city outside because they had another police chief of that little city. But I hate that this happened. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. It is. It's a lot of stuff going on. The police chief said of Nashville says that his son had not been a part of his life, and he tried to guide him. We don't really know the story behind that, But I definitely hate that this happened. I'm trying to see if there's any more stories on this um, of these officers. Um, hey, I thought this would be an interesting little story. But I think that it's sad though, I don't know if the young man was on drugs or they didn't, of course they wouldn't say that. Um, but I am happy that the officers are okay, but I do hate that it ended violently like that, with him feeling like he needed to take his own life. I don't know. Like I said, if there had been other incident, if he was mentally had mental issues. I'm trying to pull up another story. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. This is him right here. Oh Lord. This is the young man right here. This is when there was, when there was a manhunt for him. This is him. Um, Let me see if that it's showing you all. Sometimes it takes a minute for this stuff to come up.
What does it mean when people say America is?
It's showing a commercial, or an ad rather. And let's see, okay, well, I'm not getting ready to. I'm not getting ready to go through all those ads, okay? Just for them to show what I came on this page to see. All right. But let's see. That was him, the young man, the picture that I was showing. 38 was found. Yeah. I hate that. And I'm sure it's hard for his father. This is the police chief of Nashville. I know that's a hard thing with him being uh, the director, the head over the Nashville Police Department, and him shooting two other officers, two other law enforcement officers in another little city. Okay. And then that's a sad thing within itself. As a parent, you feel bad. But as a parent, for even with them being wayward, you still love your children. That's it. That's if you are um, any kind of decent parent. And I know we do the best we can with our children, right? Especially when we try and do whatever we can to redirect them and keep them out of trouble. Sometimes they're just guided towards that. You have their own minds. The only thing that you could do is the best that you can. And you could look at this man and tell he's hurt. Not only does he have to deal with what happened to those officers, and I'm glad that they've been they were not life-threatening situations, and they're out and more than likely back at work. But this man has to you know plan a funeral, deal with the loss of his son. you know um Even though he was almost 40 years old, when you don't talk to your kids, you still, if you're in this type of decent parent, you still love your children. Okay, regardless, no matter what, you still love them. That's if you're decent. Okay. um he talked about, despite his efforts and stuff and guidance in his early teenage years, my son John Drake, now 38 years old, resorted to years of criminal activity. Hey, um yeah, I thought that this was an interesting story. Just looking at him, it breaks my heart, looking at his father, because like I said, this situation was very public, and I know he feel bad for the officers, what happened to them, because they're law enforcement officers trying to do what was necessary according to the law. He was in a stolen car, and then also have to deal with, which is the very ultimate, the death of his son, which is, I hate that for that man. His face tells it all. His face tells it all. So, anyways, I thought that this was an interesting story. Like I said, that happened in Nashville and right outside of Nashville. Um, yeah. Hey, I don't know what's going on. People feeling like they need to just take folks out. Okay. And this young man was almost 40 years old. The only thing, like I said, it has to be a mental illness. And even still, no, it has to be drugs, because even with people having being crazy, I don't remember them being as bad as they are now. When I started looking at folks that's close to my age, and I know that I came in a different era, even when they grew up in the hood, they were batshit crazy. They stayed in and out of jail. There was still a lot of things that people just did not do. People don't care what they do now, and they old and rusty. I'm mad at her. She gonna get more views than me. We gonna take her out. I know. Listen, these folks been on drugs their whole damn life. A lot of these old folks. Okay, so when folks say, "Well, drugs got them doing that," them niggas the same age as us. Okay, that's the reason why I don't have no mercy on them. Don't give a f about them, and I want them to go to jail. Okay, because when you in your 40s and stuff, nigga, you know better. Okay, they already know better. They've been on drugs for 20 years, a lot of them, and they know that they didn't get down like that. It's just that now people are getting away with so much. People want to, even these crackheads on YouTube, want to push the limit to see what they can send people out to do and what they can get away with on and off of social media. So it ain't really got a whole lot, I guess, to do with mental illness. It's got everything to do with what can I get away with because I'm a low down mother sucker. Okay? That's all it is. My jealousy, if I'm jealous of somebody, I'm supposed to be able to take them out. And I'm not talking about this young man, because he could have very well, I don't know what his background was. He could have been, had some mental issues. I don't know. Okay? But folks have lost their mind because now they're making it okay for people and want to tap them on the hand. Okay, they feel like they can get away with stuff. And so now the world is so backwards when they do stuff and get away with it. They do stuff and they don't get away with it. They did. I know I went in there and killed all them and raped them women, killed all them kids, but them folks trying to lock me up. Y'all hear that? They trying to lock Junebug up. Everybody else did it, got away with it. Y'all, that's what's going on. So that's the reason why I say, y'all, one of the things that I've been talking about is not allowing people to get away with violations. Don't let it go on too long. Nip it, because the longer you let it go on, because they sick anyways. Yeah, a lot of these folks are on crack. They own some, but a lot of them are already sick. Okay, they already have that sexual deviancy. Okay, they have histories of pedophilia and stuff like that. Okay, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And so they become fixated, and they just become fixated on violating, especially with social media, when they feel like they can outsmart authorities and they can hide behind profiles, right? That's what they thought, right? Some of them think and some of them thought, right? So, like I say, this world has got to, I don't know, there has to be, I don't know what's going on. Okay, but I know that the repercussions, those that are mentally sick, just take them to the hospital, to the mental doctors, and you know, that's what they have the lakeside for. But everybody ain't that, because a lot of these folks, when they get something, they're on drugs. They've been on drugs for 20 years. That nigga 45. He been on drugs forever. Been on drugs for at least maybe 30 years. Okay. And he wasn't doing this then. All he was doing was, you had to hide your pocketbook because he wanted to go get his crack. Now, because they were always low down, they have a sadisticness type of behavior, and they're dirty. It's a lot of mentally weak people that people are having access to, especially via social media. that are really mentally ill for real. They're mentally weak more than anything. And so you get an old sadistic behavior type person that search for people like that, okay? So that they can send out to do their dirty work and stuff like that. To go and take people out, or try and, I don't want to do it all, but just record that little girl when you RAPEING in her, because they sick. And that's how I get back. You can convince a mentally sick person that's already mentally weak that what they doing is for the better good of something else, right? And so y'all, that's what's going on. And so, like I said, some might be mentally ill, but a lot of this is just rebellious, deviant, and evil behavior because nobody wants to be corrected. That's it, and that's all. They want to do whatever they want to do, and it's only happening in our community, right? Don't nobody else really act like a bunch of these fools on here, right? And off of here, in our community. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, they don't. The stuff that's going on in our community, y'all. I don't know, but something has to give, because I just got a feeling, because ain't nothing being done to stop it. The people that's really running stuff, they glad that it's happening. Hell, they saying maybe they'll kill each other out. Good. Maybe in 5 years, I'm sure they already got it projected. In about 5 years, if we keep letting it go the way that it's going, won't none of them be left, because we want them all gone. Okay. It's a darn shame. But anyways, I found that to be an interesting story, okay? But I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you like to support the channel. You could definitely support the channel via Cash App.